Hey, IDS-410. Welcome to Module 6. I think I jumped the gun a little bit last week on talking about the modules, the upcoming module or whatever it was, I forget. But I've got some things to talk about to the 7 people who looked at my last video. Boy, it's dwindling, maybe I was 2 of those 7 views, I don't know. Sorry, I don't take it personally, but I do think I hope to add, enhance some of what we're doing here. For example, what are we trying to get out of this? What are we getting out of this type of class? You know, you can look at any of the classes you've taken in university and look back, think back to what you got out of it. You know, what's applicable, what resonated with you, or what do you think might show up to help you down the road? We don't know, of course, but it's an important thing to consider. In this course, I like to think that because I'm not forcing a topic on you, when I taught this class, similar class at Arizona State, it started off as every student did climate change. That's it, climate change. And I got in there and I said, well, no, because they were interdisciplinary students. Some were in the humanities, some sciences, some mixed things, you know. I've had dancers taking dance, geology, music, physical therapy, and to have them all do climate change just seemed like a cop-out on our end as instructors, as educators, because we want you to do things that resonate with you. And it seemed to me like we just didn't want to do the work of looking at a variety of topics, because none of us at the time were climate change experts anyways, okay? So I switched it to about 20 different choices. Soon I opened it up. If anyone wanted to go off the topics list, they could just set up a call with me. So we've kind of evolved through that and then SNHU to provide a course that you get to choose something. And when it comes to social progress, yes, I mean, we're all not going to be out there and be, you know, like old Representative John Lewis getting in good trouble or doing things that are going to change the, bend the arc of history, so to speak. But we can do things that create that ripple effect. So what are we trying to get out of this? Well, I think the first thing we're trying to get out of this is critical thinking skills, improving our critical thinking skills, to be able to look at an issue, a problem, a topic, what have you, but look at it critically, not criticize, but critically, okay? How do we discern it? How do we determine the veracity of it? Is it something that's worthwhile to continue, or is it just an anecdotal tweet by somebody who experienced something or heard from their second cousin's, you know, best friend's girlfriend that such and such happened? Are we going to buy into that? Okay, so it's up to you to decide. You know, if Rhiannon's cousin's friend died from the COVID vaccine because of complications, or does the science bear out what has saved many lives? Okay, I don't think vaccination should be political statements, so I'm sorry if it is. You have your choice, but you know, science is clear on this. And so anyways, what are we getting at this? We get critical thinking skills, we improve it, we look at our world, we can see things a little differently, we can discern data better, right? Because is it data that you're finding on a peer-reviewed topic, or is it, I mean, this day and age, truth is on the hook for many things right now. Facts, basically, you know, you have your facts, I have my facts. Sometimes you think that, right? That's why we look at peer-reviewed, because these are made up of experts in the field that's being researched, and they have nothing at stake. They're not getting paid. They're not getting, you know, they're proven to be not, you know, ideologues and such, sycophants in certain ways. So I'm just saying that this kind of class gives you a step-by-step look at considering how we think, right? And how we critically think on things. I wanted to bring up something that I saw recently about the city of New Orleans. They developed and they rolled out a community ID. It's a municipal ID card. And it reminded me of some of the things we talk about and some of our students talk about in terms of, progress and government funding and community awareness and, support for certain initiatives. And we say biting off too much, a lot you can't chew. This is a realistic thing. Like, okay, so what is the goal of this? Crescent City ID program helps immigrants and those who are homeless obtain IDs, proof, and access services. All right. So you may think this could be like a response to the ICE crackdowns, things like that. However, there are dozens of other United States municipalities who created similar municipal ID programs, including San Francisco, LA, Little Rock, and Princeton. Research shows the programs have proved popular. Nearly 21 million citizens over 18 do not have a current, non-expired state driver's license, according to a survey for the Center for Democracy and Civic Engagement. Okay, so the lack of a government-issued ID can create barriers for everyday tasks. So you think these are common sense initiatives, like that people that are residents can prove it, because we have to prove so much nowadays. The thing that struck me here is that it just went into effect, by the way. I have a notice from, there was one that went back to last November. They talked about it was going to be here November 8th. The New Orleans Council approved city ID for cards for residents. And they voted unanimously to move forward back last November. And here it just took off. It just started, I think, August 1st. The cards, okay. And it's interesting that another news blurb that I looked at found that after years, it took years of pushing and prodding and advocating and community awareness and such to get to this point. Years, the term year, took years to do it. So this is why I say we need to be real when we propose, helping disabled veterans, for example, and it's not going to happen like that. Boy, my snapping is gone. It's not going to happen like that. We need to look at things realistically and understand that the wheels of justice turn slowly, and what it takes to make progress, which is why it's so hard in many cases, because you've got a lot of friction, you've got a lot of obstacles, you've got a lot of resistance. Right? So I wanted to make a point to, I'll probably, I'll show you more about this, but it's in New Orleans, okay? In terms of going back to Module 4, because I haven't looked at your Module 5 yet, I did look at it. I was in the discussion boards and commenting, and so many of you are on the right track. So many of you are doing well, okay? Please read what I left you there. I'll be scoring those tomorrow, and it's a good job. You're doing good work. Be proud of that as we roll into these last 3 modules, with Module 8 being kind of a, I don't know, it's not a throwaway module. I think it's because just in case people are late with the main paper, it gives a little cushion because I got to get grades in so quick. Module 8's pretty much a reflection and stuff like that. And I'll be begging you to take the course survey. Can I bribe you on giving me a good rating? I don't know. I can't. Of course I can't. Okay, so it's so funny because it only takes one disgruntled student to ruin me, because the 20 that thought it was a great experience don't say anything about it. That's what it is in life, though, right? You go on Yelp, you'll see all the complaints. You don't see as many great things. Okay, so hopefully we'll get to that point. But looking at this Module 6. It's another discussion board that's important to go through all the protocols, because for your initial post, you're going to address 6 things, okay? And if you'll notice in the instructions, the main part of that is bolded. So first one, describe the social issue, bold, okay? I should be able to see in your discussion post the social issue I am looking at. Okay, number 2, briefly provide an overview of the communication approach. The communication approach is, okay? And then explain how to determine whether it's successful. It would be determined as successful if So you see, you're using those key words that are bolded in your discussion board. Okay, and then secondly, you're going to do justify the implementation of the plan that you have after you communicate your action plan, okay, as if you're addressing a universal audience. Justify the implementation, and that's in bold. Explain how the implementation of the plan would impact society, bolded. How would yours impact society? And refute potential opposing viewpoints. Don't forget that one. Consider the opposing viewpoints and refute those, okay? That's going to be important. Looking at how to advocate for your position. There's so many great things here that can be used in your day-to-day life almost, about knowing the facts. And what are facts nowadays, right? That's what it says. What are facts nowadays anyways, right? Use diplomatic language, okay? Focus on solutions. Document your action. There's great strategies in here to kind of, weave into your thinking processes to help you in communication, in problem solving, right? Okay, so there's a reading, communication in the real world, excellent. Another reading, communication to promote interest and participation. And then of course you got some library resources and your worksheet discussion. Again, this workshop discussion, it's a group discussion. We're 75 points, don't cut it short. This is not throw up a couple sentences. This is an in-depth plan that you're communicating your plan, right? And you're talking about these 6 individual bolded remarks. And then your feedback, you're going to look and provide feedback on one or more of those areas. Okay, so there's specifics you can look at about how to reply, how to repost, right? I'm gonna go through here. Okay, remember your project is due next week. So today is the 3rd, tomorrow. So next Sunday is the 10th, that ends Module 6. Your project is due by the 17th. Keep that in mind. Let me know if you need any help with that, okay? I'd like to continue your formatting APA style, Times New Roman 12-point font, double line spacing, cover page, optional, just don't waste a lot of time on that. Use your sources, reference list, formatted on a new page, all that good stuff. Please let me know if I can be of assistance there. We have writing tutors available from SNHU as well. That's a great resource for free. So there you go. Any questions, comments, concerns, set up a call with me. I look forward to it always. You guys have been such a great class. You're really showing systemic progress throughout this course on our objectives, and I appreciate that. 13 minutes just passed, so I will see you. Peace.